Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for March 31st. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This pair moved higher today. It is definitely moving sideways and the bias is sideways. We are looking for this pair to move potentially as high as 113 or 100.13, possibly as low as 96.30. Now look for some resistance around 99.35 and look for some support around 98.33. Switching to the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair did close the gap during this last session. We are expecting it to potentially move as high as 1.3472 and possibly as low as 130.59. Now look for some resistance to come in around 133.50. Look for support at 13100. This pair is moving sideways and currently has a biased sideways as well. Now looking at the pound US dollar pair, this pair closed up, did fill the gap during this session also, and we are expecting it to move as high as 145.20, potentially as low as 140.69. Look for some resistance around 144.00. Look for some support around 142.72. Now switching to the US Swiss, this particular pair closed down today. It did fill its gap as well during this session. We are expecting it to potentially move as high as 116.10 and possibly as low as 112.53. Look for some resistance if it moves higher at 114.41. Look for some support around 113.25 in this particular pair. This pair is also moving sideways and the bias is sideways currently. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Pretty much looking at the pound Japanese yen pair. This particular pair created a swing trade during this last session, and it's pretty much hit the buy that we were looking at, the buy at 142.35. We're currently at 142.12, so if it does push higher and hits this, look to get in. Look to exit this particular trade at 143.62. That's a potential profit of 127 pips. Go ahead and use a 100 pip stop loss for this pair, for this one. Now, there are a couple other ones that I saw, some other swing trades. We actually had 3 today. The US Japanese yen pair. Don't know if this will hit, don't expect it to, but here is a buy order that you could look for at 99.52. Look to exit this particular trade at around 152. That's 100 pips up. Use a risk to reward ratio of 1:1. Now the last swing trade that we're looking at is the the Australian dollar US pair. Draw your trend line. We have a buy situation or a buy setup that we're looking for at 0.6938. Look to exit this to the upside at 0.7011. This is 73 pips worth of potential. Use a risk to reward ratio of 1:1 on this pair. Well, that about does it for today. As far as the charts go, we do have the Australian dollar releasing their trade balance for February tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is that it has dropped from 970 million down to 700 million. Now, the New Zealand dollar has their ANZ commodity prices for March being released at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. No consensus on that, but the previous was a negative 4.6%. So if we have an increase, that would be a good thing for the New Zealand dollar. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.